At that point when your mates are already in university precisely, and you are just there waiting on admission and all, so it looked like, okay, people would say that you did not gain admission, now drawing you did draw.
Hello viewers, I welcome you to yet another episode of My Inspiration. I am your wonderful host, Kolidoye Shegun Jeremiah. We believe every hardworking, passionate and goal-driven professionals, both young and old, deserves to be celebrated and most importantly, serve as a source of inspiration to others. My Inspiration is here to give you that amazing platform. We want the world to hear your story. Don't forget to follow us on our various social media platforms.
With me in the studio is Mr. Adeojo Oluwaseun. He's a visual artist and the founder of The Gathering. Let's have a brief profile of Mr. Adeojo.
Oluwaseun Desoji Adeojo is a visual artist whose work tilts towards realism. His works depict his critical take on social, political and cultural issues, sharing experiences that are easily relatable. He is the founder and the host of The Gathering, a collective that discusses, celebrates and connects creatives around the globe. His ultimate goal is to bring about fulfillment via creativity.
Welcome back. It's nice having you here, Mr. Adeojo.
Thank you very much.
So how did it start? How did you get inspired in being a visual artist?
Okay, thank you very much. My journey into visual arts, I would say, commenced precisely, I would say 2010. It was at a period when I was waiting for admission. I was done with secondary school, and I also went to do computer training and all those things, but then admission was not forthcoming. So instead of just sitting down and doing nothing, I decided to pick up my pencil and began to express myself on paper and all. So during this period, I realized that I found joy in it because I kept on doing that. But at that point when your mates are already in university precisely, and you are just there waiting on admission and all, so it looked like, okay, people would say that you did not gain admission, now drawing you did draw and all those things. But then I really did not let that get at me, because thank God for the inspiration of Jesus making me know that, okay, there's hope for me and all. So when admission came precisely, I realized that the art I've been into should not just go. I studied law, and it was a journey for me because, being a law student and having to still do art. So the question was, how was I able to cope? Well, I would say that it wasn't funny either, because understanding the fact that the bills are much, and also I even had to pick up a job. I was working for a big brother like that at his computer firm, and so I would literally go from home in the morning with my white inside my bag, go and resume at the office. From there, when it's time for lecture, I go for lecture, come back. So I almost times have to do art in the night. Sometimes draw my daddy, draw my mommy, draw my sweetheart and all those stuff. Managing these things was not beans, I can tell you, but then thank God for God, and it's been an amazing journey. For me as an artist, I'm driven by a desire to bring about fulfillment through creativity. Not just for me as an artist, but for as many people that comes in contact with my works. And that's one of the things that have brought the desire to, establish a platform whereby we could discover, celebrate, and connect creatives. And that's The Gathering. And through The Gathering, we've been able to, set up a platform where youth and young creatives can express themselves. The Gathering has a major feature of an art exhibition by artists from different spaces in the nation and all. And then we also have spoken word presentations, poetry, comedy, dance. The most interesting part of it is there's also opportunity for meet and greets, basically, And the connection we talk about because at The Gathering, what we do is we discover, celebrate, and connect creatives across the globe. So this connection that we talk about is not just for colleagues So I'm an artist and I meet another artist. Not just that, beyond that is to connect them to, you know, professionals in these various fields. And that has been our desire. It's been amazing. You know, this year we held the 4th edition and it can only get better.
Wow, this is so inspiring.
Thank you.
But how could you manage you studying law and you doing visual arts?
Okay, well, it's not beans. You could just imagine, you know, like having to cram, you know, sections, laws, and all those things like that. But then, one of the things that I learned over time is the fact that you need to prioritize what you're doing. So priority was important. I'm a student studying law. So because I love art, or because I'm also looking for urgent 2K in the computer firm and one thing or the other, does not mean that education should suffer. So I had to place priorities and trust God to help me, because beyond all these things I was still this you know, Jesus boy, and I also have to show up in church and all those things. But I do make this prayer and tell God that, God, you see my hustle, you understand why and the situation I'm in, but please just help me. What takes others weeks to understand, hours to understand, help me to pick it in minutes, and God has been faithful. So that has been, you know, the priority, and then the God factor helping me. I would say that has been the journey so far.
Wow. So urgent 2K should not stop your studying.
And it should never, like, it's not an excuse, sincerely.
Wow. And final words to our viewers.
Okay, to every young creative out there, to every young one who desires to, you know, express themselves in any way, I would say that do not give up. You know, there's a drop of greatness in each and every one of us. All you need to do is discover yours and make it count. If God was so detailed enough not to make a duplicate of your fingerprints, then definitely He has invested so much in you. Discover yours, make it count. Don't give up. Don't give up.
Discover yours and make it count. Thank you so much, Mr. Adeojo.
Thank you for having me.
It's lovely having you on this show.
Thank you very much.
I believe you all have been inspired by this wonderful story from Mr. Ojo. Until we meet again in the next episode, thank you and God bless you.